Okay, so I'm going to talk about extreme source compatibility. I have one hobby project that I started a few months ago that is written in Java and runs on everything but the Java platform. I love crossword puzzles. A while back I had an iPhone. I had it for like 2 years. For a number of reasons, the iPhone lost its luster, and then on Labor Day weekend, a while back, it just flat died. So I decided to switch to Android, and have been perfectly happy with it. The one exception was there wasn't a good crossword puzzle app to replace the one that I had on my iPhone, so I decided to write my own. Writing a crossword puzzle app involves .puzz files. These are an archaic binary file that date back to the mid-'80s, where they were developed by the New York Times. There's no documentation. There's no real structure to the files in a real way. So you end up having to read in all of the boxes and read in all of the clues and then try and guess which clues go with which boxes and step back and reorder. That's a serious pain to figure out. Enter shorties, named in honor of and with apologies to little shorts of the New York Times and NPR and General Puzzle Guy. There are two different iterations. The current one is nearly a complete rewrite of the view layer on the first one. The initial one I used sort of standard MVC patterns and used the Android grid view. Turns out when Android grid view has 50 by 50 things in it, it gets really slow. So a Sunday New York Times to Sunday LA Times crossword puzzle just killed it. The new view layer is written almost entirely just using the Android 2D graphics. Quick demo here. Got some kind of crap puzzles here, but we'll click through. You'll see I get my standard soft keyboard. The puzzle appears, the clue I'm on appears across the top. I can use various keys and space to navigate. Whoops, that's actually an old version. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. It's fill out a crossword puzzle. It keeps the time, tells you when you're done. You can go in, see a list of clues, and go through and fill them out question at a time. Sometimes it makes getting started on a big puzzle a lot easier to work that way. So, the big thing was, I now had all of this Java code for crossword puzzles that was actually fairly cleanly separated between a model view and a controller. And now my view on Android was pretty much rendering two binary images, which is nice because now it makes it easier to scale and I can do pinch zooming and all those great things. I actually got an email from Pam Fox at Google. She's the Wave developer advocate, asking me if I would do a Wave version. And I sort of soft pedaled it for a little while and then did a little proof of concept in GWT and found out it was remarkably easy. The Wave version actually got pushed back because, as many of you may or may not know, Josh Marinacci is now a developer advocate at Palm. And he talked me into porting it over to WebOS, so I used GWT to do that. The model and the controller code is 100% portable. There are no weird dependencies. It's pretty much just written in java.lang, java.util. The original view code was not acceptable. Even the original view pattern that came from Shorties 2 didn't work in the web browser because I was using a sort of a standard game loop, capture input, re-render, capture input, re-render. I switched that over to a standard model view controller pattern with event updates and properties in the web browser. All of that looks a lot more like a standard GWT app. Works pretty well. The Android I/O code worked just fine on Google App Engine because all I was using was Apache HTTP client and Java.io. I did need to write new I/O for the Palm version. Binary I/O on Palm turns out to be a giant pain in the ass if you're working from the JavaScript layer. So what I ended up doing was just setting up a Google App Engine proxy. You send it a URL and it sends you back a JSON object of the .puzz file that you've requested off the web. That solved the Palm problem. So here are the URLs. The Google App Engine version is shorties.keybernat.net. The Facebook version is apps.facebook.com/shorties. That is still extreme beta. The WebOS version is in Shorties. The Android version is of course available. Wave coming soon. I actually haven't dealt with getting the gadget stuff working. But the important part, total expended effort. The original Shorties, 3 weekends. Shorties WebOS, 3 days. Google App Engine Facebook version. I started when I left Atlanta for this. And there's